we have a bit of a news update segment where we're going to talk about the Mustang and what all that talk is there, and some controversial comments that have been going on. So, yeah, we've got Kieran Richards here. He's the mechanic on 21.
Yep.
Made an appearance last week actually, so we brought him back for more. So I guess like the Mustang that's come out, it's obviously going to be the 2019 Ford, and there's going to be DJR Team Penske building it, as well as Tickford Racing are building it. So I've got some comments off some of the Supercars posts on Facebook. What's your favourite, Kieran?
My favourite is this dude, but I really
actually
like
wait.
this. Okay,
what do you
need to say this? Yeah. Okay.
What's your opinion on it?
My opinion, it does look funky, but I can see what they're trying to do. Like, it could not be a final. It's not going to be a final. This is not a final decision of what it could actually look like.
This is like their first attempt at doing it. So, I mean, and as well as it looks terrible in that livery, it's not meant to look good in that livery.
The reason why the livery is there is so you can't know its body lines and see what they're doing with the aero.
Yeah, otherwise like it just gives it away, their whole aerodynamics, their contour lines, all that. So even like manufacturer cars do that when they're building a new model. They come out like Lamborghinis, Audis, whatever, they all do it. So
look at them, you don't even know if it's a Ford or a two-door, even though it's an SUV. Right?
Exactly, yeah. So that's a bit about the livery. So that's why that looks kind of horrendous. But,
yeah.
Exactly.
You can't even see where the door ends on there.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, and the door ends literally like here on like what it would be
like
on a whole.
1,300 mil.
It's a massive door. Obviously, there's only the two. It's a two-door, so kind of it's going to be a bit of a pain to work in the back of it, like where the
fuel tank and those bits. And
like even camera stuff will be all set up there. We haven't
quite. And even going to have support in the door because it's so big.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be a composite door.
Pretty easy to.
But how much support is going to have in it?
Yeah. So that'll be an interesting one, how they sort of pan that out, as well as like even the spike side. Like that's going to be weird. We haven't really seen. I haven't seen anything on that yet.
My suggestion on that would be the rear quarter window, but using that for ducts as well. It's tiny.
Yeah.
So it could be. It's going to be interesting.
For sure.
Like it's just a massive working.
Alright, so then we'll flick to some of the comments now. What do you got for us?
Right, so I've got one good one that I liked, and then when I was reading through last night, I spent an hour going through the comments and was just trolling through, just as you do. You come across some funny ones.
You kind of got stuck reading through it for a little while.
Exactly. So this dude says, this reminds me of when your nan used to buy you some $2 toy cars from the cheap shop instead of Hot Wheels. All out of proportion, but loosely resembles the real thing. So that's my favourite.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's not as brutal as some of the other people.
Nah, but I can't. I'm not going to go that brutal.
Nah, I don't think so. I've got another one here. As we are all aware, the only thing close to factory now on a supercar is the badges and maybe the mirrors and possibly lights. We need to see it for what it is, a sales promo to fit the current rules compared to what's on offer elsewhere in the world. For a small series, we're doing okay. Yeah. I guess like from that though, like mirrors are the same. But so is like the front bar, like the whole front bar is. I mean, even the bonnets.
So this bonnet.
Some of it is
this is actually a ZB bonnet right here. It is what we buy off of Holden. The only thing we do is cut the guts out of the inside to make it slightly lighter, and we still support it, but it's still a homologated item.
Yeah, so it's
straight up the factory.
Like I say, it's slightly different. It's not exactly off the shelf per se, but the shape and the length and everything is the same, and you know the general shape of the car is like. I mean, even with the VF,
like guards are still moulding off the same fittings and everything. A bar is literally moulded off a genuine bar, and then you add extensions for the splitter extension and everything in the tray.
Yeah, exactly. So really, the general shape of it is the exact same. And
it's the same thing. It's all homologated in the position where it goes. Like someone come up with a comment saying about the grille and headlights need to come up a couple of inches, but they cannot. It's a position of where it has to go via a VSD.
Yeah, and a few people are saying like it's too rounded for a Mustang. It's like, yes, but you've got to remember we are racing and it is aerodynamics, so we're not just going to go 100% for looks. Just because it looks good doesn't mean it's going to be faster, so you've got to be careful of that as well, which is a big thing, because we do not want slow race cars. It's our game we play.
Yeah. That's it.
As well as like the roof height. So that is obviously all the cars now in the car of the future spec. Once that came out, everyone has the same chassis. It's just the way that the bodywork fits. So although like this, the hatchback on the new cars looks a little bit different because it's like even compared to like a VF, where this has definitely more like angle down the bottom. That's where because we don't have a hatchback, but it's a little bit different from that. So
Yeah, and yeah, it's a hatch. It didn't necessarily. That's what it is. Like you could still call the Cooper still a hatch because it's the whole, it has the rear window in the boot.
yeah, exactly.
It's just the fact that it slopes down so much more than what the ZB does, and the existing cage is what it's car of the future cage is 2030. Like you can't do nothing about it. They're not going to allow for that unless I don't know, something drastically changes.
And we can't really make the roof any shorter, any you know, we can't bring it down. I mean, the taller drivers like Tander and Percat, they're kind of struggling to fit in as it is with their heads pretty
And
close
it's
to
not
the
like
roof.
you can go any
So,
lower in the seat because the seat rails are where they are.
yeah, so the seat position is the exact same in all the cars really. So I think the perspective will be a little bit different in that thing just because of where the door is and a few little things like that.
Exactly.
But I guess another thing that we are basing the panel work off is we have a Supercars jig. So pretty much every team will have a jig and we base all of it. So all our regulations, where the front bar is, the height, the angle of the bar, where it is in position to how far forward it is. So we have mounts under the car that these jigs will mount to. And then everyone has the same sort of regulations within it. So all the ZBs are the same, the VFs are even, and the Mustang will be no different. And that's why the wing on the back of it hangs so far out, because it still needs to get to that.
Position it has
Yeah,
to be,
still
it's the
needs to
same
get to
as
that length.
even the side skirts. You have a minimum position or maximum position they're able to sit forward or sit far back. And
So
we spend before every event, before we go to each event, we spend nearly half a day or so.
There's some good photos that have come out as well, some mock-up photos.
Yeah.
I'll link them here so you guys can have a check them out. And I'll link to the Supercars article as well. So what do you guys think about it? You know, do you like it? Do you hate it? What do you reckon? I mean, I think it's going to be a fast car. DJR are doing a really good job so far, and it's early days still to go. So it's hard to do all this building of a new car while still racing the rest of the series, and they're obviously racing for a championship. So they've got to make sure they're not getting too distracted with what the Mustang's doing to focus on that as well.
It's just such a learning curve.
Yeah.